Don't allow one failure to ruin all of your success. You see, this is a problem that I feel like a lot of people have, especially me. Like, for example, if your goal was to wake up early one day and you want to get your workout in, you wanted to study, you wanted to spend time with family and friends, you wanted to drink a gallon of water, you wanted to eat a clean diet, you wanted to learn a new skill. Let's say you had this all planned out, but then let's say you didn't get up early. Now, so let's say instead of getting up at 6 a.m., you got up at 10, and now that you now allow that to affect all of these other objectives that you had for the day. And I personally have this problem specifically. That's why I put down such a specific list. But like, for example, the other day I wanted to get up at 6 a.m. I wanted to I want to read about business. I wanted to learn about, the language I want to learn, Spanish, and then I wanted to spend time with family. I wanted to make sure I eat as clean as possible, drink a gallon of water. And now the problem I had was, since I didn't get up early, now I didn't do anything else. Like, I did a few of the things, but I didn't do it as productively as I wish I would have. So what I'm saying is, kind of learn from my mistakes. Don't allow just like this one goal you didn't do affect like all your other goals that you want to do, either whether that's just little things like mine, or if it's like your life. Like, for example, let's say you wanted to start a business at 20 years old, but you didn't really have the money to, or you weren't ready at that time, you didn't think it was for you at that time, you're still thinking about it, and now you're 21 and now you're just like, oh, I'm just never going to do it now. Don't do that. Realize that you're gonna make mistakes along the way. That's literally just a part of the game. You're just gonna have to get used to it. But that's also like the fun part of it. It's like the journey. It gives you some character in a sense. So don't let these like little mistakes affect like your whole day. Or like, for example, a big problem I have, or like that I notice, is that when let's say I have this experience too, like when I talk to like a friend or like family, if they come home from work or they come home from school or whatever, because this one bad thing happened, it just ruins their whole day. And I feel like that's a lot of people. That might be you. That's a lot of you out there that do that. You have like this one really bad thing happen at work. You had this one really bad thing that happened at school. And now you're just letting it like render in your brain. You're letting it kind of like sit there. And now you're talking about it to everybody. There's drama, you hear about this, you hear about that. Now you got all these problems. Now your day's just ruined. And then the next day comes and the thought's still there, but it's getting better. And then slowly down the line, it will work its way out and you just forget about it. Don't be like that. Like, yes, everybody's going to have bad days. You're going to have good things. Like, I get really mad at myself if I'm not consistent in the gym, which I have a really big issue with consistency. But, or if I don't wake up early or whatever, and I let it ruin everything else throughout the day. Now, don't let that happen. It probably will happen to you once in your life, at least. But try to like break from that. Just tell yourself, just because I didn't do this one thing doesn't mean that the whole day is a failure now. That's not how it goes. Build up. Just make sure that you're gaining 1% each day. That's what you should do. Just think about it through that mindset. Don't think about it as, did I get all these listed things done? Think about it more as, well, was I better than yesterday or was I worse? If the answer, I was worse, let me be better than I was today, the next day, and just keep going down that line. And then I feel like you'll find it a lot easier to accomplish everything you want to do, whether that's little things or big things, and my light just shut off. Okay, well, anyways, whether it's little things or big things, just give yourself a chance to make mistakes, and don't be worried that, don't be worried that one mistake don't be worried about mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. It's going to happen. It's just it's a reoccurring thing. You just got to get used to it. And then once you learn to like kind of just embrace those failures, you can turn it into success. And then you can make it really benefit you in your life. So don't let just these one failure, these one mistakes, especially like little ones, don't let it ruin like your whole goal for that day or your life, because you're always going to run into problems, and it's not good to dwell on things. So just don't allow it to happen. Get used to accepting it. Get used to really accepting it, and I promise you that your mindset will really change for the better. And yeah, so like, for example, if I didn't wake up early, should I just not make a video, or should I still take the time out of my day to just make it just because I want to? The answer would be I should just make it just because I want to, because why am I going to let me not waking up early affect me not making a video, or me not waking up early affect my workout, or affect me going to work? If my goal was to get up early, get a workout, do this, and this, and then go to work at the end of the day, am I just not gonna go to work? No, you're gonna go because you have to. But don't think of it as I have to mentality. Think of it as I get to do this mentality. You're pretty blessed to be there, and especially if you have like a working body who's like healthy, you're in a really, really blessed position. So really, really take advantage of it. And if you have like a special mindset, like you can do better for yourself, that's even better. So you're really benefiting from a lot of things. You're benefiting from yourself. So learn to benefit from yourself too, You got really take a look at your life and be like, could I be in a better spot, or am I really blessed to be here anyways? Everybody can be in a better spot. I shouldn't have said that, but the point is you're blessed to be here. So don't let these failures, these especially small ones, don't let any failure at all affect any of your success. Learn to live with it. It will make you stronger in the long run. And I'm going to move this over here because I don't have lighting. There we go. But you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail sometimes, and everybody's heard it. You have to fail to succeed. Nobody's ever just 100% succeeded. It's literally like impossible. Unless you are a perfect being, which you are not. I'm not, you aren't, your parents aren't, my parents aren't. Nobody is perfect. We all have our own issues. Learn to deal with them. Solve those issues. And there you go. So just get really comfortable with making mistakes. Get really comfortable with that learning process. And just know that the next day's going to be better. Think 1% ahead. Tomorrow, I'll be 1% ahead of what I was today. And you'll be in a very much better position. So yeah, just don't allow these really small failures just ruin your entire day. Don't let that one comment dwell in your brain, just ruin the rest of the activities. Like, the last thing you want to do is like, let's say, for example, I'll speak from myself. So right now I'm saving up money to go on a trip, right? I've already talked about this in my last video, but I'm saving a lot of money to go up on a trip. Am I going to let one activity on that trip, let's say it didn't go my way, let's say it didn't go the way I wanted it to, I really wanted this to happen. Just because it doesn't go that way, does that make the whole trip now just a bust? Or it's just trashed? No. So you should look at it through that perspective. It may not be something as crazy as going on a trip or traveling the world, but like, you wake up today, you didn't wake up at the time you wanted to, so now you're going to let every activity now fail. If you do want to do crazy things like own a business or anything that just normally people just don't do, you're going to have to put a lot of time into it, especially if you want to be successful in anything. So learning to not let those little small mistakes affect your whole entire day is really going to help you in the long run. So like, if you own a business, the last thing you want to do is allow like that really bad workout affect your business work. Because with business, you want to do a lot of work to like get it started, especially in the beginning years. You're going to have to do a lot of work to get that up and running. But the last thing you want to do is allow these really small things that aren't as important as this really big goal like a business and getting that work done. You don't want those problems to flow into your bigger things, if that makes sense. So like if I'm waking up, right? Let's say I got all my goals listed out and it's like on a chart. If I didn't wake up, it goes down. And most people would allow this one thing, I've done it, I'll go all the way down the chart, and now they just don't care about the rest of it. Or they might do like one thing, but then all the stuff they were supposed to do, they just cut it off because they're like, oh, I didn't wake up today. I wake up early, so it doesn't matter. No, it should be, it will go down a little bit, but then let's say your next goal is to eat a healthy like meal or whatever. Well, now it goes back up. Okay, so now you're back up. You're above where you started. So now let's say your next goal is to go to the gym. Let's say you go, you have a good workout, so now it's up more. Now let's say you want to make a video, but it goes bad. It goes down a little bit, right? So now you're here. And remember, the starting line was like right here. So now you're here. And now let's say you want to, you got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So let's say that now you got to get lunch, but it was unhealthy. So it goes down a little bit, but not much. Just down a little bit. And now you got to get to work on your business, but the business work was really productive, it was efficient, and you got a lot of stuff done. Now it's all the way back up here. So now, even though you didn't succeed in the first couple goals, or they didn't go the way you wanted to, you're still above this line, which is what is important. So now your line is right here. So now the next day, just make sure that you're 1% better. So just make sure it goes do it, and then do it, and then do it, and then do it. And you just keep going. So basically, the whole point of me making this video is something I kind of experienced. So I figured I'd just make a video on it because maybe you're in the same situation as me. Just learn not to allow these little mistakes affect you so much. You're probably, when you hear this video and like when you watch it and you pay attention to what I'm saying, you're gonna realize that a lot of people do this. Because the most popular one is where they come home from work, they have a bad day, they let it ruin the rest of their day. Whether they work morning shift, night shift, whatever. And then it goes the next day, the next day, and the next day. I've seen it a bunch happen. Or the worst one is when somebody has a bad experience with somebody else and they take that anger out on you. So they're letting that one small mistake, which was a bad argument, now leach into their next activity, which was talking to you. So now they're directing it all towards you. Everybody hates it. It's stupid. People need to learn to control their emotions a lot better, I feel like. But it's just life. So just what I'm saying is just learn, deal with those mistakes. Don't allow it to affect your success, or don't let it affect your day. You still have the ability to wake up, so you're still in a better position than most people. So think about it like that. Just think 1% better each and every day. I promise you, your life and your mind set will be so much better. But other than that, life isn't too short to make a change.